All right, coaches, we're going to talk about the defense now. All right. So, defense, same rules apply on offense, 11 players. Okay. Unlike offense, you're not going to be limited to 7 players on the line and 4 off. All right. Not going to be a thing like the offense. Okay. But we are limited to in youth football is our D lineman, right? Must be in the box, right? So on the tackle or inside the tackles. Okay. This is where our X or limited players can play. So those who exceed the weight limit, they got to play in the space. They're playing out here, that's illegal. Okay, playing out here, that's illegal. They got to be in this box right here, which is where the tackles are. Okay, so if a team has tight ends over here, doesn't matter. We can't get outside them. We got to stay in the box. Okay. All right. So on defense with our 11 players. All right. I'm sure you've heard of quite a bit of offenses or defenses, etc. So typical one we see was the 4-4. Okay. Typical defense. All right. You got corners out here. You got a safety up here. All right. For this sake, we'll draw an offense. Offense up. We'll do an I formation offense. Oops, what am I doing? That's on the ball, sorry. Okay. And I don't know, we'll go out here. Okay, so we got a 4-4 here. Why? Because we have 4 linemen right here. So 4 linemen. We got 4 linebackers, and then we got our corner, safety, corner. Okay. All right, and then we'll have we'll have a 4-3. Okay, here's an example of a 4-3 defense. 1, 2, 3. All right, so now we have 4 linemen. We got 3 linebackers. Now we have 2 safeties, then corner, corner, and corner. Okay, so this would be considered a 4-3. Okay. All right, let's get into our next look here. Okay, now we'll do a 3-4. Okay, this is a 3-4. Why? Because we have 3 linemen, and we got 4 linebackers. Okay, we got corners out here, and we got 2 safeties over the top. Okay, youth level, you can see a lot of runs. You can see a lot of running outside. So what we see quite a bit is play the corners up here, play a single over the top safety. Your most common look is a single over the top safety, right? Because we're stopping the run. And then we'll see kind of big goal line type defenses, right? We'll see like a 6-2 right here. Why? Because we have 6 linemen, 2 linebackers. Okay. We'll see a 5-3, right? 5-3 here because we got 5 and 3. Okay, 5-3. But what do we run? All right, here Waverly Hall, we run a 3-3 stack. So 3, 3, 3-3 stack. All right, so you're probably wondering, well, where's our other 2 players at? We send them outside here. They're not on the ball. They're not down here with the linemen. They're not up here with the linebackers. They're outside. Okay, it's called a 3-3 stack because the 3s, linebacker and lineman, are stacked over each other. Okay, this is a 3-3 stack. All right. Some people will call this a 5-3. They'll consider these guys right here. They'll consider them DNs. All right, but they're not truly down on the ball, so we don't have them in a 3-point or 4-point stance. They're in a 2-point stance. And some will call this, a 3-5, like they're linebackers, but they're not quite back deep enough. These are kind of option players here. Okay, so what this is called, if you looked it up, and what we teach our players is this is a 3-3 stack. Okay, so if we work through our progressions here and responsibilities, okay. we'll go through our calls first. So the first call is going to be to the lineman. All right, to the lineman. So first call is to these 3 linemen right here. All right. And that is, we're going to call left, right, spread, or pinch. That is it. That is the 3 calls we have. Okay. So if we call right, all right, we call right, that means everyone is crashing to the right. So they're going to go right side of the guy in front of them. He's going right side of the guy in front of him. He's going right side of the guy in front of him. That's the gap we want them to control. That is right. Okay. If we call left, he's crashing left, the person in front of him, left and left. Okay. If we call pinch, all right, if we call pinch, the outside guys are going to go inside. All right, and then this middle guy gets to pick where the nose guard gets to pick where he wants to go. All right. If we call spread, they're going to attack the outside. And again, nose guard gets to go where they want to go. All right. Those are our calls. Okay. So we try and keep it simple for the boys so that we can focus on techniques like tackling and line techniques in practice, shedding blocks, etc. So now in the game, when we see something, the defensive coordinator can make an adjustment and we can put our boys in the best positions they can be in to make the play. All right. So, for example, if if the wide side of the field is over here, this is the wide side. All right, and most of these plays are outside runs at this level. They're trying to get outside in one way, shape, or form. We will probably call left. All right, we'll probably call left. He will crash here. He will crash here. He will crash here. Why? Because they're going to want to take the ball to the wide side of the field. All right, that's just the reality of it. We're going to call that. It's all based on what that offense likes to run. Okay, so left. Okay. Those are the calls for our linebackers. All right, so we have left, right, pinch, and spread, and that's what we have. Okay. For our linebackers, they're going to play their space no matter what. All right, that's it. They're playing their areas here. Okay, he's playing here, he's playing here, he's playing here. They're playing their spaces if they're not told anything else. All right. So for them, we have names for all of them, and when we call their name, they're going to blitz. All right, and their blitzing buddy is the player in front of them, right? So the stack, these are their blitzing behind. So if we call, this is the middle linebacker, the Mike, right? So if we call his number, which, we'll make up a name for him. If we call the Mike to blitz, he's going to move up and tell this guy where he's blitzing, right? So if he pats him on this side of the cheek, that means he wants this guy to go right. He's going to now blitz. He's going to come up, go left, all right? If we call our left linebacker here, like a lizard or something, he's going to come up, pat him on this side of the cheek. That means he wants him to go this way. He's going to go that way. We let the linebackers pick and they work with their D-line buddies. Okay, but that's just to apply pressure. That's how we call our blitzes. All right. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. This is youth football. It needs to make sense. We need to put boys in the best position possible to make plays. All right. And then R is Rocket, Romeo, Rip, whatever you want to call it. That's their blitz call. Okay. Okay, off to these kind of hybrid players out here. All right, we'll talk to them for a second. Their sole job in life is to get upfield and then contain. All right, that's their job. Contain right there. Get upfield, contain. All right, nobody gets outside them is what we teach. Nobody gets outside them, ever. They cannot, get outside of them. If someone tries to block them, you fight the block, but you force that player to come inside, right? Fight the block, but force him to come inside because that's where his teammates are. All right, that's their sole job. Every play, get upfield, contain. Get upfield, contain every single time. All right. I don't want him diving in here. I don't want him going hard and making a tackle here. I want him getting outside, containing. Okay, so that is their job. Very simple. This is normally going to be, maybe one of the younger age groups on the team who will eventually be maybe an outside linebacker next year. But for right now, that's their job. Keep it simple, keep them on task, learn to break down, learn to wrap up. All right. So alignment-wise, the nose tackles over the center, the D tackles are over the offensive tackles. All right, and then linebackers are heads up behind their players here. Okay. Now we can make a call and say spread right? We can tell them to spread out, or widen, sorry, spread is for the line, widen, and they're just going to widen out here, he's going to widen out here, and he's going to hang out. Okay. Safety gets to kind of float. They've got to go wherever they need to see that quarterback and see the backfield. That's fine. Okay. He doesn't need to be stacked up to where he can't see. It doesn't make sense. He wants to move right here. That's fine. He wants to move right here. That's fine. As long as that person can see the quarterback and make a play, we're okay with that positioning of that free safety. All right. But that is our defense in essence. Okay. All right. I want to go through now some of the considerations that we have and that coaches, you all need to understand before we coach these boys in the game. All right. So I'm gonna draw up a field. Got out of bounds here, out of bounds here. Here's the line. Here's the offense. Okay, right here. All right. So in the field, you've probably heard this before. You may know this, but it's divided into five categories. All right. So we got the center of the field, which is in the box. This is called the hook. Okay, hook. All right, this is the hook. All right. Then we got the sideline over here, right? And then we got this space here. This is just outside the tackle, but not quite the sideline. This is the curl, and this is the flat. Okay, hook, curl, flat. Hook, curl, flat. Okay, these are common defense terminologies you need to know. All right, hook, curl, flat. Okay. The other spaces that you need to pay attention to, people don't kind of ignore based on your level you're coaching though, is your first 5 yards, your next 5 yards, or 10, and then beyond that, right? So we have under 5, we have over 5, and then we have that's probably to 10, and then we have over 10 yards. Okay, these spaces up here. All right. I go over this just so you understand the context, because when we have past defenses, which we'll typically put in, I don't know, halfway through the season, we'll really start paying attention to how teams are playing, and defenses and offenses, we'll have to put this in, right? And at this point, we got to teach the boys, hey, for example, corners, you need to own the curl, or I'm sorry, you need to own the flat. All right, cornerbacks own the flat. All right, in this whole space here. Okay. Outside linebacker, you're going to own this. You're going to own the curl. Okay. Middle linebacker, you own the hook, OLB, and then cornerback, right? So everyone kind of has their areas if we're doing zone. And then we tell the safety, you're over the top. You just got the deep part of the field, buddy. Figure it out. Okay. That's an example of a zone passing defense. You have a space that you're covering. All right. Now I like zone at the youth level because when we're putting pressure on a quarterback to throw it, there's not too great a blocking from an O-line. We're going to get to that quarterback in about 3 seconds. They need to throw the football. So if my players are back far enough to where they can get their eyes on the quarterback and stay in their spaces, we're going to make interceptions or we're going to stop plays, all right? Which is why the safety has to be over the top, because if we miss one, they just kind of outplay us or out-athlete our players, then he needs to be there to make the tackle. But I just want to bring that up so you understand the concepts of defense and defensive terminologies, okay? But in our base defense, all right, all we're doing is deep thirds, okay? So cornerback here, he owns deep thirds. Nobody gets behind him. Okay, no one can get behind this cornerback, all right? He owns that third of the field. This cornerback owns this third of the field. The safety owns this third of the field. Okay, that's it. That way linebackers are flowing around making tackles. All right, there's a cheap little pass up here. Normally they're situationally aware enough to like knock it down, catch it, or tackle the guy, but where we get hurt is if someone somehow gets deep on us and that quarterback happens to have an arm that can throw 20 yards, all right, which would be deadly if we run across it. But the base defense, it's deep thirds for the cornerbacks. Okay, so that's the layout of the defense, the 3-3 stack, and that's how we call plays. So I want to get into some examples just so you understand our terminology. All right, so this is an offense we faced last year that did pretty good. All right, they beat us. They just beat us. They did well. So our methodology would be over the top of the center, right? Over the top of the tackle, over the top of the tackle. Our Outside players are here. Linebackers are stacked here, right? Safety over the top to one side or the other so you can see the play. Corners are 5 yards off an outside shade, right? So this is 5 yards, and then he's outside shade here, as you can see. That way he has eyes on the inside of the field towards the quarterback. They can watch his player. Corner out here, outside shade, and 5 yards, right? Just for some context. Okay, that's how we're playing this. Get this cleaned up for this play. Okay, so in this situation, right? Now I don't know what we would call for this play per se, but this is clearly like built for running a double tight end, a fullback back here, quarterback under center. You know, the odds are it's either going to be a handoff to one of these directions. That quarterback will boot out, or they'll bring over like a jet sweep or a motion, right? But we got to try things out in the first quarter, first half of the game really, and see kind of what works and what doesn't work, so we know what to apply after halftime, so we can shut that offense down and win the game. Okay. So for this, if the coach called right monster or Mike, right, they're all going to slant to the right. So he's going to own this space. He's going to own this space. He's going to own this space. Now he called monster, so he's blitzing. So he gets to pick where he goes. If he wants to go this side, he just taps on the button. He goes that side. He gets to pick, but let's just say he sneaks up here to blitz that spot. This is what we're going to have, okay? All right, and then no matter what, his job is own the outside. His job is own the outside, and they're going to be looking for their place, right? So where can they get through technically? Technically, this is the gap to go through right here, right? Technically, if something happened, it would be here, or it would be here if something happened. Well, we have these two guys hanging out in those spots, okay? If this player here tries to come up and get like a block, and he goes outside, which seems kind of like a crazy play. I feel like we'd have enough jumbled up mess here, right? This corner's going to have eyes on, and he also is going to contain outside, right? He's also going to move up and contain. If it's a run, he has no one there, okay? And that's kind of why this play works, is everyone has a job. We don't leave any gaps on purpose, okay? So that is how that play would work in a 3-3 stack against this example offense we would run, which is a double tight end under center, okay? Now for pursuit, just for drills and for coaching kids, right? So the way we teach it is we always want to contain outside, right? Unless the offensive player gets outside of you. At that point, now we want to pinch him to the sideline, all right? And I don't know why this doesn't seem to be common knowledge, but for some reason, the time I've been coaching, I've not heard it too often, and we play against teams that still say get outside, right? But, for example, a simple, we'll just do half of a formation here, right? Simple play, this guy has the football, right? And he runs outside here. If he is at this point right here, and my middle linebacker's flowing and he's here, and my outside linebacker's here, I need him to get up and keep him inside, right? But I don't need him concerned with outside contain. I need him concerned with pinching him to the end zone, right? That is how we trap this player, okay? So in terms of pursuit, we're going to always teach them, hey, outside contain. Keep these guys, contain the outside so we keep them in the middle, right? Because all of our teammates are in the middle of the field, all right? So if I'm here, my job is currently to keep him inside, right? So if I push up on here and he starts seeing me, he starts cutting out this way, and now I'm here, he's outside me. Now I'm going to force him to the sideline because he beat me outside, okay? Outside contain until they get outside of us. Now we're pinching them to the sideline. That's our job, okay? And that's how we're going to teach the boys, and we'll have plenty of drills for that we can go over, but that's the key to it. So it's a very simple defense to run. I think it's very effective because it's, you can apply it to numerous things. If it's a power run defense, the same rules apply. We can call some I like to call the middle linebacker blitzes a lot. If it's a spread for some reason, if we hit some talented team that just throws the ball all day long, we got to defend the pass. That's great. Our kid's going to learn a lot, but we can adjust, right? We can call a widen call, or in some circumstances, last year this team had 2 athletes on the team. Everyone else was decent, but they had 2 athletes. They had a quarterback and they had a receiver. That guy could throw it and that kid could catch it, right? So when that receiver, let's say he's number 1, I don't remember what number he was, he rolls to the left over here. We'll draw a typical spread here. 1's over here. That safety was taught to move over and line up, heads up, over number 1 and go with him. He no longer had deep thirds. He no longer had the deep responsibility. His responsibility was go with number 1 wherever he goes. So he goes in motion, you go in motion, right? If he runs up and goes backwards for a screen route, you push up there to stop that bubble screen, right? But you have got to stop their best player, all right? And typically our safety is our fastest player, okay? And that's how we adjusted, right? But same thing, 3-3 stack with the safety over the top, which I don't remember what the call was off the top of my head, but it would look just something like this. All right, same thing. And now the players come out in this alignment, and we'll have him come out here to where now he's lined up with this slot receiver, right? And now this guy, he's going to come out here with this slot receiver that he's got right here. And yes, I know the safety's covering him, but we're doubling him up. And that just leaves our middle linebacker to own the middle of the field, okay? But at this point, they got 5 linemen, and we got 6 in the middle, right? So now on hike, he comes up seals, and if we call, spread stuff, we'll typically call a pinch or something, right? He's going to go in here and attack. He's coming here and attack. He's picking where he wants to go and attack, and his first step is forward, and he's reading, okay? Because if he hands off here, he gets tackled. If he fakes it here and comes out here, he gets stopped. If he just takes it himself, he gets stopped, right? But the goal for them was to pass the football. So now at this point, we got 3 mean dudes applying pressure, and in case he squirts out, we got these defensive ends or backers, whatever you want to call them, to stop him, and he's reading the middle. But essentially, my thing is, which we'll do in practice, is we'll count to 3, and by 3, I want to see where everyone's lined up. Okay, but you got 3 seconds for that guy to make a throw and for us to pick it off or make a tackle. So this is a typical way to use this, all right? Now, if coach, defensive coordinator wanted to get, extra with it and thought, man, this guy's, when he throws the ball, he throws it accurate. So if he throws it, we are in trouble. We need to not let him throw the football. He's probably going to call a middle linebacker blitz, right? Contain, because when you have pressure or a blitz, you're taught to throw the out route, right? Throw the quick route right away, throw that easy route. So he's probably going to call a pinch middle linebacker blitz. So let's say he likes to blitz this side. He's going to go over here, which is going to tell him to go here. He's going to go here. He's going to go here. This guy's in trouble. They're not going to pick up all these. And this poor dude right here has got to snap the ball, stand up, and make a decision on who to block. And then this guy's got to make a decision on who to block, right? And at the youth level, I don't think they're teaching blocking progressions like, hey, block inside first is your priority, right? No one's doing zone blocking at 10 years old. And if they are, they're not going to do it very well. So this is a good way we can get around that and kind of get them back to the run game, which we feel like we are the strongest at stopping with the 3-3 stack defense. So that's all I got for this video. Very simple, very straightforward. Next video we'll go into practice fundamentals and practice methodologies. Thanks.